Welcome to another one of ours In the Moment with John and Michelle. It's a very special evening this evening because it's the time of the year that we really celebrate Mother Gaia. Not that we don't do it every day, which we do, but today is Earth Day, World Day. And I believe this started in 1970. So we are, 50 years down the line with celebrating Earth Day, very special day. And with a lot of us being at home over this last 24 hours, we are really able to focus our awareness on presence and on connecting with Mother Gaia. So welcome
everybody. It's lovely to have you here on Earth Day, because it's a new moon as well in Taurus, which is perfect for Earth Day.
That's probably why they made it.
That's probably why I made it Earth Day.
Yeah. Earth Day, Taurus, yeah.
Welcome everybody. Hi Trevor.
Yeah, we're just letting the people join.
Just joining some people here. Jane, hi. Oh, it's lovely to see you. Lydia, lovely to see you. Christine, hi Christine.
Hi.
Oh, that's wonderful. We'll just let other people join as we go, but we may as well start, eh?
Yes. If you can hear us all right, just press the wow button or the heart button just to let us know that you can hear us all right.
Yeah. Christine's saying yes.
Okay.
Oh, Antoinette, hi. Antoinette. Nina, hi. Got some. That's great.
All right, so we're going to just start this evening by bringing our awareness out of our story, out of all the events that have happened to us today, the media events, etc. And we're going to anchor ourselves into what I call this wonderful meat suit. The meat suit, the body, is always present. It's always here. It's always connected to Mother Earth. It's our head that goes places. It's our thoughts that separates ourselves from Mother Gaia. So if I can ask you all just to gently close your eyes and just become aware of your body and become aware of your feet and become aware of the connection you have in this moment to Mother Earth. Honor her for the source that she is. Honor her for the womb that she births us, humans, into this realm of experience. She is a living, live entity. She has consciousness. And so just for a few moments, let us connect with the consciousness which is Mother Earth. And from our hearts, let's say a quiet thank you to her for all she has given us. She has given us the experience, she's given us the body, she's given us the clothes, the food, the dwellings. This all comes from Mother Gaia. So let's connect to her through our feet and become intimately aware of that connection. To know that this body, this meat suit that we have on tonight, is a direct result of her love for us. Every single atom we're made of comes from Mother Earth. And now become aware of your breathing. Become aware of the gentle in-breath, the pause, and then the out-breath. The air is part of Mother Gaia. And right now, the air that we breathe is quite a bit cleaner than it was a few weeks ago, a few months ago. So as we take in the breath, let's become aware of the greater level of stillness that there is in the air, the greater level of purity. And let's feel a sense of gratitude for that purity, for that stillness. So let's breathe it deeply into our bodies. Breathe this stillness and this purity into our bodies, right down to those toes. And then release it, relax your shoulders and your neck muscles. And just let go of any stories that are passing through your mind at the moment. Take another deep breath in, blowing your tummy up like a big ball. Big, 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 big. Take it right down to your toes. And then release with a long sigh, relaxing your shoulders, your forehead, your scalp. Relaxing your toes and your legs. And now allow life to breathe you. Allow this energy, this intelligence to breathe you. Gently in, but noticing the soft pause and then the release. And say a quiet thank you for this breath, the breath of life. Become aware of everything you can hear right now. Become aware of the faintest sound you can hear. You can hear my voice, but listen even further away. What is the farthest sound you can hear right now? Without needing to label it, just become aware that you can hear very, very soft sounds. And notice within you that it is the stillness within you that can hear the soft sounds. It's the stillness within you that listens. And it's a stillness within you that connects directly to the heart of Mother Earth. Now take a deep breath in, down to your belly button, down to your toes, right up to your shoulders and your head. Blow your body up like a big ball. And then a long, loud sigh out. And gently, when you're ready, open your eyes. And just become aware of how you feel in this moment. How does it feel to be sitting here with us this evening? How does it feel to inhabit this body? What does your body feel like? It's beautiful, isn't it? We are so grateful to be here with you tonight. It's great to sit in community with an intention, a focus, a consciousness of love, which is connection. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, John.
Yeah. So Michelle's going to share with us what's happening in the cosmos. I see the cosmos as a giant clock. It doesn't create the events, but it is able to actually tell us about the events.
And we respond to that clock. So every month, for those of you who don't know me, I'm an astrologer and a coach, a life coach, and John and I run retreats together when we're allowed to. So this is our version of that right now. So it's wonderful to have you here with us. So every month we have a new moon and a full moon, and the moon cycle is a month, where the sun cycle is a year, and we have a full moon and a new moon. So the new moon actually is the start of a full month cycle. So it's a lunar cycle. So every month we have a chance to start again, to start afresh, to set new intentions. And we do respond to the moon. We absolutely do. Some of you will know that. I'd love to know who of you actually do respond to the moon. If you can feel the difference between full moon and new moon, because they're so different. New moon is often a lot quieter. It's dark. The new moon, actually, there's no moon. So it's a dark moon. There's nothing there. And then you have the sliver moon and the crescent moon, and it grows to full moon in 2 weeks' time, and then it starts to wane again. So in that new moon phase and the waxing phase, that's when we plant our seeds at new moon, and the growing phase is in those 2 weeks. So it's quite important that, just in terms of the cycles, because we respond to the cycles. Us females have our cycles according to the moon. So we're very, very in touch with it instinctively. As John did in that beautiful meditation, we're in rhythm with Mother Earth as well. or we feel that we're out of rhythm, and that's when we feel off balance and off kilter. So if we can just bring ourselves into vibration and harmony with Mother Earth, then we're actually in harmony. So to actually watch the moon phases is quite interesting to see how your moods are at new moon and how they are at full moon. Full moon is often a much brighter time. It's often our emotions get amplified, everything gets bigger and brighter, and that's a culmination time and a release point. Whereas new moon is starting and setting those little intentions, planting those little seeds. So the new moon in Taurus, which obviously we have once a year, which means that the sun and the moon are together in the sky from our perspective, and they're in the area of the sky that belongs to Taurus. So Taurus is an earth sign, which is so perfect for Earth Day, and it's what we call a fixed earth sign. So Taurus as a sign loves to feel secure, loves to feel stable, loves to feel settled and balanced and have some kind of a routine and have some kind of harmony and beauty around. It's very connected with the human body, with our environment, with nature. So loves things, gardening and soil and the five senses. Very tactile sign. So when the new moon is in a sign like that, it's a very tactile new moon, and it's very fertile. Now this one's a little bit different for those of you who haven't watched my video, because I put one out yesterday. It's on our Journeys of Awakening site and my site and Facebook. So I went into a bit more detail there. But basically, this new moon, right next to the new moon, which is the sun and the moon, we have Uranus, which is just about the complete opposite of everything that I've just been describing. Because Uranus is the energy of breaking things up and upsetting the status quo and protesting the status quo. So with this new moon, sometimes people can feel a bit rattled, a bit sort of like, it's a little bit like electrical. So the new moon meditation we're going to do just now is to just bring things back into harmony. So just be aware that if you are feeling a little bit unbalanced or a little bit more ratty than normal, or if you feel that you really, really want some freedom, that's quite typical of this particular day. It doesn't last for very long, fortunately, because the moon moves off very quickly. So it's fleeting. But what does last is that the new moon chart, which is drawn for the moment that the two come together, forms the chart for the month ahead. So it's called a lunar chart. So basically what happens is it carries that energy this month. So this month is a month to really start to put your roots into the soil, into something that's more secure, into something that's less moving, especially and if you feel really irritated or restricted, or you really want to get outside like a lot of us do. It's to actually do things like grounding, breathing, exercise, whatever you can do in your home, stretching, breathing. I said breathing already. Grounding is a really amazing thing to do, because grounding, they've actually noticed that blood pressure goes down and all sorts of health benefits from just grounding. So really what I'm saying is this energy that's around, the chart that's around for the month, is this sort of rebellious, protesting kind of energy which we're seeing all over the world, versus this very calming energy. So if you can just bring that into balance and notice when you're feeling like that and you need to just calm down and be quiet and put yourself in the soil, put your feet on the floor, on the ground with no shoes on, so that you can actually earth yourself. Because we're electric beings, and sometimes our electric goes off the charts, our electricity. So that's the new moon. The other thing about the new moon is the setting intentions. This is a really, really good time to set intentions. And what I'm saying about intentions, and I think we can probably chat about this a bit more, is an intention is usually I want to, it's usually seen as something that I want, I desire. You know, I desire a new car or a new home or a trip overseas. And that's fine. It's fine to have those desires. But basically all intentions like that stem from a desire to feel in a certain way, right?
Mm.
So if you want to go overseas, you want to go traveling, you want to go to the mountains, why do you want to go to the mountains? Because you feel a certain way when you go to a mountain. Why do you want a relationship, a new relationship? Because you feel loved or whatever, or you feel connected. So an inspired intention would be that. It would be the result of that intention. So if you were to actually achieve the desire, how would you feel? And so I thought we could talk a little bit about that tonight, because we're going to end with an intention setting meditation, which is really fertile. So this is a very fertile time to set those long-term inspired intentions. And we're going to be going through this a lot more in our course that John and I are doing. But tonight's a little bit of a snapshot of it to give you guys an idea, and also to actually set the energy in place for the next month.
So you're telling me that at new moon everything goes sort of dark, and at full moon what happens? We grow hair and we get fangs. And
You might.
Anyone notice that? At full moon you tend to get very hairy, and you get these claws, So tonight we're going to be looking at a few of these aspects, particularly intention, and how that plays out in these times we're going through. But the interesting part you were saying there that I found is that although new moon is a time of sort of softness and planting intentions, but you have to break the ground to plant new seeds. You have to break it. And I think that's a theme that's been going on for quite a long time, this breaking open. And so I think it's being amplified maybe today and over the next couple of days, maybe the breaking aspect of that. So in that brokenness, something new can arise. Something new can first be planted and then can arise. And the planting phase is where we're in right now. And planting, what are we planting? We might be, those of us who've got gardens, maybe we can go out and plant some seeds. Very good time from a gardener point of view to go and get those seeds planted. But what we're really doing is we're planting these intentions. And intentions are vibrations. The one thing that I share on the workshops is that the divine God doesn't speak English. He speaks, or it speaks, vibration. So what is the vibration within us that we are planting in the soil of Mother Earth right now? What are the intentions from a vibrational point of view that we are putting into the earth that we are going to reap in the future? Do we have vibrations at the moment of anxiety? Do we have vibrations of fear or anger or resentment? Are these the seeds that we're sowing today? And I would suggest that we need to look at that and say, well, what's the crop that we want to reap in the future? And if it is peace, if it is joy, if it is a new world based on love and gratitude, then those are the seeds that we should be mindful of today, of planting today, tonight, tomorrow. So I see it as a very powerful and important, auspicious time for becoming very aware of the world that we hold within us, because that world is the seed for our future experiences. And in the word you mentioned earlier was inspired intention. And so Michelle mentioned that we can have intentions to get something new, new relationship or maybe a new government. It's a good idea. Maybe new world leaders. These are all good ideas to have. But an inspired intention is something different, because what does the word inspired mean? It means to be in spirit. And my model of the horizontal plane, of the earth plane, of time, going from past to future, that is all dependent on basically on manipulation, control to get your needs met. And then we have that plane that drops through it, the vertical plane, the depth of life itself. And this plane can be called spirit. That one can be called the human journey, the human doingness. And this can be called spirit. Now, the more we align with the vertical plane, the more inspired we become. Now, inspiration doesn't come from desiring something in the future. Inspiration comes from being absolutely satisfied, not only satisfied, but actually to enjoy the present moment in whatever form it's taking. And from that place of enjoyment to enthusiastically work towards a goal. And there's a big difference between needing to go out and achieve something in the future, hoping that it's going to bring you something, to living an inspired life. Living an inspired life is living a life aligned with life, as it is in this moment. You can have goals of intention. You can have goals that you want to achieve with enthusiasm. But the place that you stand is always aligned with Mother Earth in this moment. You're aligned with your body, connected to Mother Earth in this moment. And you find the sacredness and the joy in this connection right now, exactly as it is with Mother Earth. That's a place of inspiration. Yes. We know that, for example, if you listen to writers, when they sit down at the keyboard to write, and they have a whole story that they want to get out. And if, those type of texts and that type of writing is very superficial. It tends to be fashionable for a while and go out of fashion. It's not remembered for very, very long. The writings that remain in vogue and inspire us for a long period are the writings that come when the writer is in that place of presence, when it creates, or an artist. The artist creates something just in this moment that had no intention from a mind point of view, but came through the artist or came through the author. And so it was with you in your life. I'd suggest that if we spend a fair amount of time, which we should be doing at the moment, given the situations we find ourselves in being quiet, being still, connecting to the sacredness of this moment. In that sacredness, something new will be born through you, and through you will be born into the world. So it's a very auspicious time, this particular today, this night that we're going through, to be inspired, to connect with what is in this moment, with the sacredness of this moment.
Yeah, that's beautiful, because that's the nourishing of that soil. The sacredness of the moment is the nourishing, because otherwise you're going to be putting your seeds onto soil that's it's just they're going to bounce off. And that's, for me, that's when the mind gets in the way. So if I'm sitting down to write or to do something creative and my mind's there, it just doesn't work. I've actually got to get that out the way and bring myself into presence. And then the ideas just come up. They surface. They appear. And that's the inspiration. That's what so many people have written about, where inventors... Who's the guy who said Eureka? That chap? Archimedes. Where he said Eureka was when he's in the bath. It very often happens where you're sitting and you're trying to figure something out with your brain and you can't get it. As soon as you walk away from the computer or away from the piece of paper, suddenly the insight drops in. And that's that very intuitive place which is in the vertical, which is when we do process art on workshops. You drop into that place and then something just arises. So the intention is set just in that moment. So I'm intending to create this masterpiece or create this painting or this piece of writing. But then I'm actually letting go. I'm leaving the seed. I'm also not fiddling with it. I've planted the seed of intention, and now the seed must just crack open and start to grow on its own without a lot of interference from our mind. And that this Uranus that's around right next to the moon is actually that breaking of the soil. It's like a lightning bolt that comes down and goes gatush, and it breaks up the soil so that actually the growth can start.
Yeah. And I also see this process that we're going through, we call it a reset that we're going through, and I know that there seems to be some nefarious sort of plan going on to maybe close us down and manipulate us, and we know all those stories. But at the same time that darkness exists, at the same moment, there's an incredible opening and an opportunity for the light to come in. Because how deep the valleys, how high the mountains. And so right now we can, through this intention, through this inspired intention, become more open for the light, for the love, for the higher intelligence to flow through us. No doing required, that we just become the channel for this light to come into the earth right now. So the ground is being broken. You know, when you have such a stable, hard crust on the ground, you can't really get to something new. Only by something breaking and crumbling does the opportunity arise for something new to be born. And that's the times we're going through. This is an incredible, we should all be really grateful that we're going through these immense changes that are happening right now, because out of this comes newness, and we are creators of this new world that's being created. Right now we can choose, as I said, to plant those seeds into this opportunity of fear and anxiety and regret and resentment and anger, or we can choose something brand new. And I would suggest that what Mother Gaia wants us to do is to choose wisely, to choose that which we really, really, really want, which is peace and joy and gratitude and a sense of connection. So fear and darkness is always about disconnection, isn't it? And through disconnection, through fear, you can control people. And love, on the other hand, that's a feeling of connection. There's no control, there's no manipulation in love. And we right now are standing on a fork in the path. And we can choose the control of fear. Fear is a mind control tactic. Or we can choose love. And love comes from, not from the head, it comes from the heart. It comes from beingness. In fact, being and love, very much the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that rests on our shoulders right now. Our children, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren, their futures are dependent on what choice we make right now, in this moment. And I don't believe that we were born on the in fact, you will definitely agree with me. We weren't born randomly. You know, we were born exactly when we were meant to be born. And we're going through this, not because we're being punished, but because we were brave enough and courageous enough. And we felt that we were, that we had the ability to go through this and plant these new seeds for the new earth to grow. Before we came here, you know, I believe we wrote a diary, and we were intelligent and we knew what we were going to be going through. And we volunteered for this, knowing that our soul, our spirit, was ripe enough to plant the seeds for a new earth that were going to grow into something way better than we have experienced in the past.
Yeah, this is unsustainable. I mean, that's quite...
Yeah, the old world, you know, was dying. I mean, the old world was dying. We mustn't mourn for it. I think we should rather look enthusiastically into where we're going. And it is brand new. And right now we have such immense power within us. Yes, there are forces of darkness out there that want to manipulate and control things. But darkness is no match for light. Not at all. And we are the light. Provided we don't get infected, as my newsletter said yesterday. Those of you who got my newsletter on the 3 viruses going around. So the first virus is obviously, you know, we know what virus that is. And the second virus, which everyone seems to be infected with, is the fear virus. I mean, the media is putting that out and affecting everyone. But the third virus is the virus of love.
Yeah.
So provided we minimize the infection rate for the first 2 viruses, the coronavirus and the virus of fear, and we build our immune system with love, I think we've got a wonderful future coming. Wonderful future. And we need to go through this the state of transformation, of breaking the ground, of breaking the old, so that the new can be born out of that. And South Africa, I think, I mean, those of us who are in South Africa, we have been prepared for this, because for the last 20 years we've been on very unstable ground. Europe and the more stable countries, unfortunately, I think will take greater pain in this, because your society has been more predictable, more sort of sustainable from that point of view. But ours has been, we have to be very resilient in Africa. I think Africa does breed a lot of resilience in people, and also I believe from an African point of view that we're more connected to Mother Earth. Africa is the heart of the world. I can see Europe as a sort of mind, the brains of the world, and America has been the power, and the East has been the sort of spiritual side. Okay, that's all changing now, but Africa is still the heart. And the heart has been pretty much raped and pretty much orphaned by the rest of the world. But now it's coming into its own, and I can see a beautiful future ahead for Africa, because heart is what the world wants, and that we have in abundance here in Africa. So let's connect to Mother Gaia at this time. Let us put our self-centered desires aside, and let's look at a bigger picture of who we really are. We are Mother Gaia. We are the cosmos. We are every single person that inhabits the planet. We are the plants. We are the trees. And if you start to see yourself as that, you'll make very wise decisions. You'll make decisions based on what's good for the whole rather than what's good for just the small me. The me can be me and my body, can be me and my family, can be me and my tribe, me and my religion. All of those boundaries have to go. If we think of what John Lennon was singing about, imagine no borders. Imagine no religion.
In peace.
Can you imagine? These are the times we're going through. Yes, we don't even have to imagine now. We can get there. It's not an impossibility anymore. The walls are coming down, and we can plant the new seeds right now for a new earth to grow.
And I think some of what's happening for many people is that our individual egos are busy being shattered. Our individual, what we define ourselves by. So if one defines oneself by their career, I am or, I am rich, I have this, I have that, I own this. Those things are all being changed. So that's kind of the shell that's breaking. And it feels really scary for a lot of people. And that's okay. It's changing. Everything's shifting. But it's more or less pushing us to go deeper and find out who we really are, without all those roles and all those things that we define ourselves by.
Without positions.
Without the possessions, without the roles, without what we just automatically, when someone says, hello, what do you do? Very, very seldom does somebody say, well, so how are you? How are you feeling? They don't want to know that. They want to know what you do, what you drive, where you live, and how much money you've got. And those things are all changing. So what is it left with? And so those of us that are on this journey of awakening, this journey towards consciousness, realize that we are not those things. So it might not be as difficult for us, but there are many, many people, millions and millions and millions of people who do define themselves by that. And we all define ourselves by that to some degree. So there's always something to actually break open and let go, and break open and let go.
Yeah, and I think also at this time, the letting go is very, very important, because this is a time of almost karmic reaping at the moment.
Yeah.
And so it's a cleansing process, but part of the cleansing process is the letting go. And I'm sure a lot of you can attest to this, that you're feeling feelings come up that you thought you'd already dealt with a long time ago. And here they are. They're coming back up to the surface again. Situations and circumstances that you thought you'd moved beyond are now here again. And I believe they're just here for one last little look at, one last little healing, one last little cleansing and letting go and releasing and surrendering. That's a little bit so that you can be birthed brand new into the new world. So I would suggest that we need to be as present as possible for all the uncomfortableness that we feel within us at this time, to just be in that space and allow those feelings and those circumstances to come through us. If we're feeling anger, that's fine. Allow it to be there. So you don't make a story about the anger. It's because my mother did this to me, or because my father did this to me, or because of the government. No, just allow the feeling to be there. It's in the allowing that we heal. So whatever the feeling is, a feeling of loneliness, a feeling of anxiety, you allow it to be there. Just know that it's not you. This feeling of anxiety or fear is flowing through you. That's all. Allow it to flow through you. Don't dam it. Don't hold on to it. Don't try and understand it. Just allow it to flow. So this time that we're moving through, particularly with this new moon, is a time of allowing, isn't it?
It is.
It's a time of allowing, and know that you're part of a bigger picture. You're part of a bigger intelligence. And this is a time of trusting that energy which I call life, which breathes you, which digests your food, which beats your heart. Know that that has a bigger plan, and allow that plan to unfold. The time of doing is will come again, but right now it's a time of being more than doing.
Yeah, I love that you just said there.
And so, on an aspect of doing, we all want tools. We would all like tools. So the major tool which we're sharing tonight is really just allowing, just being. As Michelle said earlier, the grounding, going and walking, if you can, on wet grass with bare feet, and allowing those negative ions from the earth to come up into your body to work with the cleansing process. That's very, very powerful.
Yeah, just discharge. So if you feel, what I often say, especially with this Taurian energy, which is with us for a month, because the sun's obviously moving through Taurus now, is to actually really connect with your body. Connect with what you feel in your body. Connect with your elements, which a lot of people aren't aware of. But astrologically, and we're all the same. We're all made up of the same stuff, us and Mother Earth and everything else. So you can connect with your elements. So in other words, you've got water, air, fire, and water, air, fire, and earth. You've got 4 elements. So if you're feeling very flat, very heavy, very maybe even depressed, you might find that earth and water are kind of high. And so what would you need? You'd need some fire to lighten it up. So go outside and get some sunlight. If you're feeling very frazzled, like electric, there might be in your fire and air is raging. What do you need to do? You need to ground it. So go outside, put your feet on the ground, lie on the ground, and let Mother Earth actually discharge that energy. So it's quite fun to actually say to yourself at the beginning of the day or through the day, how does my fire feel? And very often you'll feel that you feel electric, you feel a charge. So you can actually start to work with those elements in a responsive way. If you're feeling very dry and very uninspired, what do you need? Water. So drink some water. Have a bath. Lie in a bath. Have a nice long shower if you can, if you've got water. So listen to your body and the messages that your body has to tell you, especially this month, because we're very connected, and at New Moon you're very connected with that. So I'd love to know how your bodies are feeling. If you want to tell us in the comments. You're not commenting very much. Are we talking a lot? How are you feeling? Are you feeling grounded? Are you feeling heavy? Are you feeling light? Are you feeling emotional? So if you look at the 4 elements like that, that's really helpful. And that's something that you can start your day with, end the day with, see if it shifts, start a meditation, check in with your body, see how you're feeling. And at the end of the meditation, check in again and say, oh, yeah, that feels different now. That's shifted. And bring that element in. And if you can't bring it in physically, imagine it coming in. So you can, visualization is almost as effective as if it's actually happening. So if you're feeling really dry and uninspired, imagine yourself standing underneath a waterfall and let that water just come straight through you. If you're feeling heavy and depressed, imagine yourself running outside if you can't actually do it.
Albert Einstein said that imagine is more important than knowledge, because imagination points to what can be, while knowledge just points to what was. So we can use the power of imagination right now to shift the vibration within us. Very, very powerful. Yeah. If you find what we're saying of help and useful, just press the heart button or the wow button and just let us know that you're on the other side of the screen. And also what we find interesting, if you can just tell us where you're from. So just let us know where in the world you're from. If you can just give us the name of your town or your city, that's really great as well. And if you have any questions, type them in. We might not get to them this evening, but we'll definitely look at them for our next call.
Yeah, what I'd also like to say is before we go into the meditation just now, which we will be doing in a short while, is if you had to ask yourself what you really want in your life, and if that's a specific outcome that you want in terms of a thing or a person or a place, write that down or think about that, and then ask yourself how you would want to feel. And if you want to put that on the comments, that would be great. Otherwise, just give it some thought now. Just let it sort of permeate. If you could have anything, how would you actually want to feel? What is the main fundamental feeling that you would like to really sink into you, and for it to be there no matter what your circumstances were? So whether the world was falling apart or not, you would still be able to access that feeling, because that's what we're going to do in the meditation. That's the inspired intention, or what they say in Sanskrit, they call it the sankalpa. So it's like a sacred vow. It's something that's stated in the present moment. So it's never I want to be, it's I am. So you find the word, and I don't want to lead you, you find the word, and then you repeat it as an affirmation in meditation. And in meditation, or in a quiet, relaxed place, your ground that you're planting that seed in is ready for that seed. And then you nourish it and nurture it, and you do it over and over. You don't just say it once and hope like it'll just go. You need to water it. You need to give it sunlight. You need to give it food. So you need to continually do that. And I think that's what one thing about of awakening or consciousness is, it's not a one-time thing. It's not a one-time gig, We go on a workshop and we feel great, but you need to actually continue it.
It's a continuous journey. It is a journey of awakening.
It is a journey.
And talking of journey of awakening, we are starting a brand new course next week. Next week is week 0. It's a 12-week course plus 1. So next week is the 0. And that's the foundation week, where we're going to be going through the basics of the journey. And the journey itself is called the journey to freedom. The journey to freedom. And one of the things that our heart yearns for most is freedom. We yearn as a human being for freedom. So we're going to be taking participants through a 13-week journey to freedom, to finding out what real freedom is. Freedom in all different areas, if you like. Freedom in relationships, freedom in finance and money. We're going to be looking at freedom in careers and different aspects. So we're going to be doing 12 different aspects of freedom. With the first week, next week, we're going to start on Tuesday. That's the 28th of April. We start with the foundation week. And what each week will consist of will be, you will get tasks to do, daily tasks. You will have meditation, which we will give you. And you will also have a private a group link up with us to give you the tools to work with for that particular exercise that we're going to give you for that week, and answer your questions and mentor you and counsel you in a small group,
in a closed
group.
private group. So it's like it's really a community thing, and we're wanting to just deepen the experience more and make it really consistent. So you'll get reminders. There'll be a closed Facebook group just for that course. And there will be a community that develops around that, so that you actually have support on this journey, because it can be a very lonely thing to go through on your own, especially when maybe some of your family and friends aren't on the same journey. So we're starting that on Tuesday next week, and you're welcome to join us for the first one for free.
Yep, first week, free of charge.
You just need to go to our website, which is journeysofawakening.com, and you can register for free. And then you can decide after the first week if you want to join us for the full journey or not. And we'll still do these at least once a week, these Facebook calls, because we're loving having them and chatting to you guys. That'll just be an additional thing. It's going deeper with this, and because you can only do so much in an hour's talk. So join us for that. It'll be lovely to see you there. Please go to our page and have a look. It's up, it's ready, and it's waiting.
Yeah, and on that page there is a registration button. You press that, you're taken to a page where you can register. But also you'll find the 12 themes for the 12 weeks. So we're going to be 13 weeks. So go and have a look. They're beautifully laid out, and I think that will inspire you to join us on this journey.
Okay. That's great. I think we need to do our meditation.
Yep. Let's do the meditation. Are you ready for the meditation?
Yeah.
Is that right? Shall we do the meditation now?
Great.
It's a very auspicious day. New moon, Earth Day, World Day, planting new seeds.
So just check in with yourselves, and first, so as we start to settle down for this meditation, just check in with yourself, see how you're feeling. Check in to see where you're at right now. Take a beautiful deep breath in, and on the out breath, just let it all go. Let the day go, let the concerns go, let the world go, all your worries. Let everything just go. So deep breath, deep belly breath in. Push your belly out. Bring that breath all the way up to your chest. And then on the out breath, let out a big sigh. Big sigh. And we're going to do that again. Big, big, big deep breath in. And on the side, just let it all go. And relax your shoulders. Drop your shoulders. Shake your body if you need to. Let it all out. Let the tension from the day, the worries from the day, anything you've absorbed from the day, just let it go. Because right now there's nothing else to do than to just be here. Just being present with what arises. So just concentrate now, focus on your breath. Breathe in and the breath out. Just watch the breath as it comes in and as you exhale. You might notice that the breath has a different temperature when it comes in as to when it goes out. One of the best ways that we can center ourselves is just by breathing. Conscious breath in and conscious breath out. And now I'd like you to just scan through your body. Connect with your elements. How are you feeling right now? Would you say your elements are balanced? Would you say your soil is nourished? Or generally? Would you say it's nourished, or would you say it's a little bit dry, a little bit hard? What would you say your soil needs, the soil of your soul? What does it need? Does it have enough air? Is it aerated? Is it moist enough? Does it have enough nutrients? Are you feeding yourself properly? Are you getting enough air? Are you drinking enough water? Are you getting enough sunshine? We're just like plants with complicated emotions. That's what we are. So just connect with yourself as a plant and feel what it feels like to be in the soil of your soul. Imagine yourself as a plant with your roots going into the soil. And imagine the sun coming, shining down, that beautiful golden sun, coming all the way down through your head, through the top of your head, and radiating down all through your body. Beautiful, beautiful, warm, golden sunshine. And as it moves through your body, just send it to any places where you need to relax, where you feel tightness or pain or discomfort. Let that sunlight just go and warm it all out, warm it up. Let that sunlight move through your head and down through your neck. And as it moves down, relax that part of the body. So relax your head, soften it. Soften the little muscles around your neck, front and back. Send that sunlight into your shoulders and drop your shoulders. Just completely relax them. Send it down to your arms and to your fingers. And let your fingers just relax. You don't have to do anything right now. Feel that sunlight in the very tips of your fingers. See if you can feel the tingling as you put your total awareness on the tips of your fingers. And just notice that where your attention goes, your energy flows. Now bring that sunlight down through your torso, front and back. Send it into all your organs, all your muscles, all your bones, the cells, everything, every little part of you. Send it in, warming and clearing. Send it in through your hips, down your legs, into the earth. And imagine those roots going deep, deep into the soil, even deeper, until they reach the core of Mother Gaia, Mother Earth. Right into the center. We are completely connected. Just keep that light flowing in through the top of your head and going all the way down into Mother Earth. Now take your attention to your heart, to that beautiful heart of yours, and put your hand on your heart. Take a nice deep breath in and feel your hand moving as your chest expands. And on the exhale, feel it falling and just relaxing under the gentle touch, gentle tender touch of your hand. And another gentle breath in, no forcing, just normal breath. Breathing into your heart. And now take your shoulders, put them back a little bit and open that heart even more. As soon as you put your shoulders back and soften them, you open your heart. Imagine now pouring water, beautiful nourishing water, into that heart to soften it even more. This is where we set our inspired intentions, from this heart center. So imagine softening that, getting it ready, mixing it up with a bit of sunlight, a bit of water, a bit of earth, a bit of air, getting that heart ready to plant some seeds. Just breathing into that heart gently, no forcing. Just quietly being here now. Nowhere else to go. Right in the sacred, most sacred part of you, where you're completely aligned in the moment. This is where intentions, inspired intentions, are planted. Now bring into your awareness something that you really, really want in your life. It could be an intention to achieve something, that's fine. To obtain something. And once you have that, ask yourself, how will you feel when you get that? How will you feel? See if you can access a feeling. So imagine yourself in that situation where you are feeling that feeling. See if you can make that as vivid as possible in your awareness. So you're feeling this fully as you can. You might see a color, you might feel a color, you might see colors all around you. You might see images. And you might see a word or two. So just let that drift into your awareness. Let it just appear. Let it just come to you. It's right there. And when that word comes to you, say to yourself, I am that, with the word that follows. Say it a few times. And imagine planting that seed in your heart, right there in the center of your heart. And repeat it again to yourself. Take a deep breath and repeat it again. Really plant it deeply, right there, deeply inside your heart. Now imagine that seed growing. That vibration that you've planted, that vibration of intention. Imagine that seed emitting and radiating that vibration out into your body, all over your body, into every cell. And now set that intention, send it out further. Send it out to your neighborhood, to your country, to our planet. Come back to your heart. Take a gentle breath in. Reconnect with that heart. Stay connected. And when you feel that life's really difficult, you feel that you're fearful of the future, fearful and uncertain, just go inside. It only takes a few breaths to get there, and reconnect with this feeling and restate your intention. Restate that affirmation. It's very, very fertile soil. So I'd like to suggest that you take that affirmation, that intention, to bed with you. Write it in your journal. Write it on your mirror, your bathroom. Say it over and over to yourself. Keep returning to it. Even when you're not feeling that, just keep saying it to yourself. That's inspired intention. And those intentions take root. And they're not dependent on the outside world. So one last time, breathing into your heart. Repeat your intention to yourself, your affirmation. You can put your hand back on your heart, gently. And maybe just make the intention to nurture this seed by watering it and feeding it over and over as many times as you need to. And when you're ready, take a really nice deep breath in and a relaxing breath out. And before you open your eyes, check in with how you feel right now. And we'd love you to share that with us. Take another deep breath in and a releasing breath out. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes.
That was so beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Good.
Hopefully we've all got a beautiful seed to plant in the soil of Mother Earth, but also the soil of our subconscious mind and the soil of our spiritual essence. Thank you, Michelle. That was really, really beautiful. If you found it beautiful, just press the heart or the like button.
And tell us how you're feeling.
Tell us how you're feeling.
Or tell us what your intention is.
Yeah,
that's
that'd
a
be
good
great.
one. And we'll see you on Sunday. We're going to be doing, what are we going to be doing? Forgiveness.
Forgiveness as a tool of self-healing. We're going to be looking at that on Sunday. Forgiveness as a tool of self-healing. So before you go tonight, I'd like to just give you a gift, an affirmation from my affirmation pack here. So let's just choose an affirmation card for you. Let's just have a look. Michelle, would you like to choose?
Let me see.
Choosing a blue one. Blue one. Okay, what is it?
I choose to bring my attention, focus into the now.
How about that? Isn't that absolutely beautiful? It's a
beautiful.
thick pack. I mean, let me show you. It's a very thick pack of cards. And Michelle chose one very apt for tonight. Yeah, just read it again.
I choose to bring my attention, focus into the now.
The present moment is where you're inspired. Nowhere else. Not tomorrow, not yesterday, but in the present moment. If you've enjoyed tonight, just please share this video with your friends. We would like to broaden the community that we're building up here. And also you might like to scroll down on my Facebook page to Michelle's full video on the astrology for today and the next few days that we're going through. Just have a look at that, and you might like to share that as well. And if you scroll a little bit further down, you get to my newsletter that I sent out yesterday on the 3 viruses that are going around at the moment. So please, if you just take a time, have a read through that newsletter on the 3 viruses and share that as well. We would like to build up a broader, bigger community across the world for this work that we're doing. This is really important work, and I honor you for being here on this journey with us. It's a journey of awakening, a journey back into love. Thank you. God bless. Have a wonderful evening, and take those little seeds and plant them in the garden of your subconscious mind tonight as you sleep. And we look forward to seeing you on Sunday night at 7:30. Don't forget to go on to journeysofawakening.com and have a look at the wonderful course that we're starting next week.
And there's also a resource section there. We call it the treasure chest. And there's recordings of all of our stuff that we're doing here, as well as some beautiful gems that we found there as well. So if you need some inspiration, there's some lovely stuff there. We're filling it up as we go. 2
wonderful local little clips right at the bottom. Go and have a look at those 2. One from the Karoo and one from a guy in Greyton. Go and have a look at those 2 clips. They really open your heart.
Yeah. Gorgeous.
Thank you. Good night.
Everyone.
Stay blessed.
Thanks for joining us.